Today, a short video with a civilized little rant. But before we get started, I want you to stand back and look at the new Porsche Taycan you are considering buying. You probably aren't considering buying a new Porsche Taycan at this very moment, but bear with me here. There's only one question you need to answer. Would you prefer your new Porsche as is, or as a completely free extra with most of the specs written down the side? If you want to reduce the risk of being mistaken for the ostentatious Philistine poser heir to an arms dealer fortune that you are most certainly not, you might want to opt for the simpler option. But then again, it's a free extra. Let's swap the canvas and make it a bit smaller. There are 6 lines of text here. Brand name? Fine. Oyster Perpetual, according to Rolex, means that the watch has excellent chronometric precision, a waterproof so-called oyster case, and, quote-unquote, self-winding of the movement via a perpetual rotor. Let's keep that in mind for a minute. We move on. Submariner, the name of the model, makes sense. Then there's the depth limit, 1,000 feet or 300 meters. That's great. If you're about to jump in and you simply forgot to check back home if your watch could stand the pressure you're about to expose it to, it's right there for you. If you also forgot, roughly speaking, that there's 3 feet to a meter, it's even there for you in both imperial and metric units. On a side note, the maximum depth you can go to, even with an advanced open water diving certificate from PADI, is 30 meters, but let's move on. There's a lot more to get through. Superlative Chronometer, what does that mean? Well, it's Rolex's way of saying that they've checked the watch and it's running well and is quite accurate. A chronometer is, in essence, just a watch that has been designed to have high accuracy. Superlative kind of hammers the point home with Rolex's own so-called Superlative Certificate of Accuracy. But didn't we just cover all that in the Oyster Perpetual, since that label is only given to watches with excellent chronometric precision, in Rolex's own words? Well, Rolex thought there shouldn't be any doubt, so here it is, clear for all to see. Next we have officially certified, so that's great. If you were in doubt as to whether this might just be unofficial or Rolex was just blagging it, they're telling you that it's not really official, and there's even a certificate. That was actually implicit in the Superlative Chronometer just above, since that is the name of Rolex's own certification, but leave no doubt. And here it ends, 6 lines of text that will assure you of the watch's specs every single time you look at it. But let's just jump back to the Oyster Perpetual for a sec. So further down in the text, Rolex repeats that the watch is a chronometer, i.e. it's accurate, and it's also explicitly repeated that it's waterproof, something that is inherently part of being an Oyster Perpetual. So we are not told again though that the watch is an automatic, i.e. that it doesn't need to be wound manually. Rolex's way of saying this is that the watch is perpetual. On their website they explain that the watch is equipped with a self-winding module via a perpetual rotor. Exactly what a perpetual rotor is quite interesting. Is that a rotor that never ceases to be a rotor, or a rotor that never ceases to rotate? Should Rolex perhaps consider using Oyster Perpetually Rotating Rotor instead? There's room for one more line of text surely, and wouldn't it be nice to be reassured that the rotor won't suddenly stop being a rotor? So, I ask you again, would you like your Porsche with or without the specs written down the side? Alright, Rolex is by no means the only ones writing their spec sheets on the actual product, but they are among the worst. Some, including myself, sometimes take the mickey out of Panerai, but have a look at this dial. This watch is also 300 meters water resistant. It's also a COS chronometer, and it's also certified and comes with a pretty little certificate in the box. It also has a rotor inside that never stops being a rotor, but no need to make a big song and dance about it. You know what it is, and that's enough. No nonsense. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. It really helps the channel.